Good evening, all. Uh, my name is Aravind Iswarankutty, और मैंने इस साल के सिविल सर्विस एग्जाम क्लियर किया था with All India rank 248. So, good to meet you all. Um, I'm from Thrissur district of Kerala, and this is my third attempt. First attempt, I couldn't clear prelims. It was in 2023, and in second attempt, I cleared prelims with forest cutoff, and uh, unfortunately, I couldn't clear mains. I missed the mains by 7 marks. And in my third attempt, that is in 2025, I could clear the prelims, mains, and finally the interview. So first, let me speak about my strategy in general. Or first, let me tell about my optional. My optional is political science and international relations. Uh, and the first time when I wrote mains in 2024, uh, it was my optionals that went down. Marks went down. It was close to 210. Then the second time, when I cleared, when I wrote mains, I scored 275 in PSA. So that eventually helped me get into the final rank list. So about my preparation strategy in general, um, in 2023 when I wrote my prelims, मैंने class attend किया Trivandrum पे एक institute, or it was not my strategy was not so good. Eventually, I couldn't clear prelims, so uh, I thought I will again write it seriously for 2024 attempt. Or before that, let me introduce my about myself. Like uh, about my attempts or about my background. After my 12th, I did my graduation in electrical engineering, BTech from a college in Kerala. And it was during my college years that I thought I will start preparing for the civil services exam. Then eventually I started somewhere around my final year, but it was not so good preparation. It was not what the UPSC wanted, and it was mostly in an on and off state. So उसके बाद मैंने काम किया एक MNC में, और in 2023 I resigned my job और फिर serious preparation शुरू किया. Since then, from 2023, I have been preparing for 3 years, constantly full time. And as I said before, in 2023, I wrote prelims, 2024 mains, फिर 2025 में clear किया. So about my strategy, coming to my strategy. So mostly it was trial and error kind of strategy. In 2023, I had no strategy, particular strategy. I had attended the classes. Where I referred to some kind of materials, and then Um, I started with the preparation. I wrote the exam, and I couldn't clear. It was not so streamlined. Then in 2024, when I wrote, mostly after the failure in 2023 prelims, I took a mains test series. I started preparing for mains after 2023. Then when I eventually wrote prelims, like when it was close to prelims, I switched my preparation to prelims. That was in December 2023. Then I dedicated fully for prelims, and since then, in 2024, I could clear the prelims. I started preparing for prelims since December to around June 2024. I prepared for prelims full time, and I cleared prelims. After prelims only, like I started dedicated preparation for mains again. Like this time, this was more serious. It was something different from that what I did in 2023 after 2023 prelims. So there was something like a chaos when I first cleared prelims. Uh, so I hadn't had a proper plan when I wrote 2024 mains. I was not sure which material to refer, what to study, when to write answers. Uh, everything was in a state of a confusion or in a state of a chaos when I wrote 2024 attempt. So when I wrote the attempt, I couldn't clear my means because I did not plan properly. I wrote. I took around 80% of my time towards the preparation of my optionals, and still I could only score 98 in my paper one and 115 in my paper two. So the marks of my optionals uh, eventually, due to the marks of my options, I couldn't clear the mains exam. After that, I thought I need a rework. I need a new strategy, so that the old strategy has failed and something new should happen. So the mains 2024 mains failure was something of a big lesson to me. If I like, I thought I should get detached from the result. I should be more stoic and prepare more based on my efforts. Like I should study for studying, not for like getting the result or getting the rank. So मैंने सोचा कि like I will rework more on my strategy. So first time when I wrote prelims, again I wrote to prelims in 2025. I was more focused on like studying or studying with passion, not result-oriented studies. So I think every aspirant should like study for studying and not for getting result. Like detached, like it is being said in Bhagavad Gita, you should get detached from the result. So that's one thing that I felt is important for eventually getting into the final rank list. Then I cleared 2025 prelims again with forest cutoff. And in 2025 mains, there was no chaos. I was properly planned. I planned like every step, like for 3 months, I planned. For example, last time in 2024, when I wrote mains, it was more of 90 or 80% of time dedicated to optionals and baki 20% to GS. And there was less time dedicated to answer writing. I only wrote around 4 to 5 answers per day or even less. I didn't write much of answers of optionals. So this time I thought I will write 10 to 12 answers per day. That is 5 answers for optionals, 5 to 6 answers for optionals, and 5 to 6 answers for GS. Or GS may, I thought I should write 3 4 questions for ethics as well. So again, I dedicated 50% of time for optionals and GS. So that's where I changed my strategy in 2024 mains. When I wrote mains, there was not much planning. Like I did something. Went and wrote the exam, and eventually I couldn't clear. But in 2025, I was properly planned, and this 50-50 time that I gave for the optionals and the GS helped me eventually score 420 marks in GS and 275 marks in optionals. So that's one thing that like proper planning and less chaos. That is, clarity of thought is the most important thing that we need to crack the exam. So 2025, after I wrote mains, then eventually I cleared mains, and now it's time for interview. Interview was actually quite chill. Uh, Aspirants will feel this is the most chill time. Interview is like we get to go to different places. We get to meet different kind of people. We get to go to different hotels. We get to have good food. So interview was a very good experience. Interview preparation was very good experience. Of course, less hectic than prelims and mains. Then eventually, I went to attend interview and could clear my interview as well. Like I had 190 marks, and eventually went into the final rank list. So that's how, in general, my strategy and preparation went. So now, like there are some questions that common aspirants have. Mostly, first of all, what happened? What was my reaction? आपका selection हुआ है, ये आपको कैसा पता चला? Like, how did I get to know of my selection? So I was actually watching a movie, and a telegram notification came up, and when I before I clicked, my mentor, his name is Nitin Menon, he called me and said that you have made it into the finalist before even looking at the PDF. So that's how I got to know about my result. Then, what about my reaction? How did I react to my result? So the first reaction that came to me was peace. I got a mental peace. I came out of the loop. So I also felt very relieved after watching or seeing my name in the PDF. So that was my reaction after seeing the result. Then, um, so about the credits given to my success. So credits, first of all, credits will be to me because I sat and studied without being lazy. So that's something I give credit myself to. Then, of course, my parents, they supported me throughout the preparation, emotionally and financially. So the next credit goes to them. And my sister and my cousins, all of them helped me during my preparation. And next credit will go to my mentor, Nitin Menon sir. He is from Trivandrum and he helped me throughout my preparation, especially in the case of optionals. So that's how we are all made up of we are supported by a lot of people, and all these people I thank them all a lot. Then about the next question is about uh, prelims की तैयारी. So मैं अपने prelims की तैयारी कैसे की? So prelims, first thing, I have an engineering background, and I had earlier gone to IIT wala coaching. So about IIT, like those who have attended IIT coachings, it's more MCQ. So MCQ was naturally a bit comfortable for me. So my preparation strategy about prelims is that मैंने standard subjects identify किया, like for example polity, geography, economy, और उसकी standard books like Lakshmikant. I referred those standard books. For polity, Lakshmikant. I completed Lakshmikant full. That is most important subjects that is being asked in the question. I completed that parts completely. I revised it multiple times. Like I might have gone through Lakshmikant at least 10 to 15 times. I don't know the number. So thorough revision of Lakshmikant, thorough revision of the standard book. That is, for example, in modern history, it's Spectrum. So I thoroughly revised modern history through Spectrum. I thoroughly revised ancient history through R.S. Sharma, medieval history through Satish Chandra. So ऐसे standard books देखा मैंने, पढ़ा मैंने, और then there is something that is more important is PYQ. So I for prelims I repeatedly did those PYQ at least 7 to 8 times. I repeatedly did those PYQs, and that repeated practice of PYQs helped me understand the knowledge or the language of the UPSC, how UPSC asks questions. In 2026 they changed the pattern, but till 2025 the pattern was followed, and I could uh, get an understanding of pattern from the PYQs. So both GS and CSET. Then one thing that I did differently was that after reading a particular topic, say for example in Lakshmikant, I used to prepare questions on my own. So one thing that helped me is that I could think from the perspective of an examiner. When I read the topic, I prepared some questions. Then I send my questions to a peer group. I have a peer group, so they will solve the questions, and I will explain to them the solution. So that was one thing that helped me uh, eventually to get good marks in prelims. I cleared forest. In 2024, I got 117 marks in GS1 and 122 marks in CSAT. And in 2025, I scored 112 marks in GS1 and 80 marks in CSAT. So CSAT, about CSAT, engineering background. So I didn't take any classes. I just did PYQs. That's all. I did PYQs and went straight into exam hall. In 2024, thoroughly I did PYQs. 2025, I didn't do much about CSAT. That's why I got around 40 marks less in 2025. Then after this was my overall prelim strategy. Then coming to mains about essay. First of all, essay. I didn't do much. I just wrote different kinds of essays thoroughly. Like I did take a mains test series in Trivandrum, and I went offline and wrote test series. That was pretty much my preparation. But I had a framework for an essay, like how to break down topic, how to bring different examples. So I used to write mechanical with those frameworks. So that reflected in my like lack of preparation reflected in my essay marks in 2025. When I cleared, I scored on 93 marks in essay. So that is something that I need to work more on. Then about GS1 I scored one of the highest marks, 109. And last year 2024 May I scored 87, and I could improve by 22 marks. So what I did was I made notes, especially art and culture. Uh, I studied on my own notes, mostly art and culture and geography. Or society, I refer to the book of Shunya. Shunya means books that is available in market. So Shunya books was something that helped me. Or current affairs के बारे में, current affairs for prelims, I refer to the monthly magazine of Drishti, and it was a very huge compilation. It was around 150 to 200 pages, or more 300 pages magazine per month. So what I did was it was not practical for me to refer the all the contents, all the 300 pages in a month. So what I did was I selected a few subjects, like for example science and technology, geography, and some other subjects like environment. Then um, there is something called rapid fire current affairs in Drishti magazine. So I also referred that, and I made notes out of that for certain subjects, and I used to refer that. And about newspaper, yes, newspaper. I used to read newspaper every day for prelims. I used to make notes from newspaper uh, for prelims. Like for example, if some news article about NIA, then I will refer to NIA in Wikipedia. Wikipedia page means okay. I will refer about NIA. Then I will note important points. Like for example, the year in which NIA was created, the act in which NIA was created. Was it a statutory body or was it like an executive body? It is under which ministry? So I collected information like that and made it into notes. So that's how I read newspaper. लेकिन मेंस के लिए मैं I didn't refer newspaper because I didn't get time to refer. So mostly I relied on current affairs that I made notes before, uh, and about the Drishti magazine as well. So that also helped me like prepare for mains in terms of current affairs. Then coming to GS2 for me optionals was political science, PSIR. So IR and polity I already like have an understanding. So I used to like refer to these PSIR materials for my GS2. And about governance I referred the Shunya materials, and that helped me. Shunya, you get Shunya material in the market. That you can buy online. That is a set of 4 books. Then about GS3 I mostly relied on Shivin sir's note, especially internal security, science and technology, and environment. Shivin sir's notes was actually quite good. It helped me, and I scored good marks in GS3 as well, 92. And economy, in terms of economy, I referred Shunya materials again. Then next, coming to ethics. Ethics, I had a problem. I had not attended classes for ethics. So mostly I did self-study. And in terms of ethics, my classes or the notes that I referred was a book called Sumit Reverie, and it's available online PDF. So I referred that book, that PDF. And within that PDF, uh, I made notes, handwritten notes from that PDF, and I studied by myself. And I collected examples for ethics from various sources, including newspaper and even from Instagram. The random reels that I come across, I used to collect those examples and keep it in my notes. And also, one thing that I used to do is uh, I would write answers from toppers copy. Uh, I will say a few toppers. They are available online. Aditya Srivastava's vision paper. Then there was Kunal Rastogi sir. His ethics paper was also good. So I also used to refer from him. I also used to take a test series from Lukman. That was in online. I was in Trivandrum. So Delhi-based Lukman, I also used to take test series from Lukman. That also actually helped me to get good marks. I scored 180. Um, then optional. Coming to optional, optional is something that created problem for me. I scored 215 marks in 2024. Mostly I relied on my mentor's notes, Nitin Menon sir, and Fortune Academy in Trivandrum. So there was this notes that was prepared for PSIR, and I referred to that and went to exam. I in 2024 I didn't properly write answers, but in 2024 I couldn't properly write answers. In 2025 I wrote around 5 to 6 answers per day. That is from toppers copy. Toppers copy matlab, from Subra Ranjan's site, there is a lot of set of toppers copies available. And from that, Damanpreet Arora ma'am, her toppers copy was actually quite nice. So I used to write from her copies. And that was actually like a game changing moment for my PSIR. When I referred to her paper, I saw a lot of keywords being brought into answers. So earlier, yes, I used to bring keywords, but it was not up to the mark that UPSC demanded, especially in paper two. So I brought keywords and catchphrases and codes into my answers, especially in paper two, and that helped me boost my answers or boost my marks. In paper one, I scored 133, and paper two, I scored 142. So that's how it helped me. And most importantly, I wrote more answers. I wrote a lot of answers, 5 to 6 answers per day. So that helped me actually with the preparation of optionals. Uh, so So about my answer in general, answer style, uh, like we can't write specific points for every answer. What I used to do is I used to break down each and every question and make subheadings from the question itself and write those subheadings in a particular structure. So if something is asked, and if say for example there is this point of examine, so I will write the other side as well. This is how I can't show it to you, like, but I will just explain it in brief. Mostly I simplified question, broke it down, and wrote the answer in simple points. Then I also wrote a lot of points. Like for example, in 10 marker, in total I used to write 16 to 17 points. Especially in GS1, that helped me score good marks. And one second. Okay, so there is this common question: if in prelims or mains or interview, if we don't know any answer to any question, if we don't know the answer to any question, how will you approach those questions? So prelims may I used to attempt 100 questions. Then my accuracy was around 70, 75 all the time when I wrote PTS. So as I wrote 100 questions, even if I don't know the answer to any one particular question, I used to attempt that. So in prelims, particularly, if I don't know the answer, if I have no clue what the answer is, I will take unique option. If some kind of option like stood apart, I used to take that answer. For example, there was a question in 2025 prelims, uh, Gandharva Vishwavidyalaya, something like that. There was a question like that, and where was it located? So four options was given, and उनमें से ग्वालियर और लाहौर दो ऑप्शंस था. or most of them went to Gwalior because Gwalior was some kind of musical city. But I went for Lahore, and Lahore was the correct answer. So when I looked at the options, three, four options, I thought Lahore was something that was standing out, unique. Earlier I said I used to make questions while preparing. So I thought from an examiner's point of view, why should an examiner put Lahore here? Why could they could have put any other city? So I went for Lahore and I got the answer correct, 2 marks. So that's how I approach the question that I don't know. Mostly I used to attend them in the last round, and when I will just guess random guesses. When I do random guesses, that's what I do in last round, and that's when I used to take guesses like this, like taking unique options. Like for example, another question was the Bhatkal Fort. This was in 2024. Bhatkal Fort was built by which king? So when I looked at the options, I don't know the answer. Now I have to take the guess. So from the experience of reading a lot of PYQs, I understand that Krishna Devaraya is a favorite king of UPSC. So I randomly took Krishna Devaraya, random guess, and I got that correct answer. So that's how I attempt prelims unknown questions, questions that I don't know. Then about mains, like for example, there are a lot of questions that we may not know. Like for example, there was in 2024 Aurora Australis, some kind of question. So I know what Aurora is. I know what like Australia, something like that. I thought it was something related to Australia. Then I take started writing that, assuming that it was something that is found in the south pole or southern side, not the northern side. That's how we take guesses and start writing. And also, if I don't know anything about a particular question, I will just write generic points. I can tell you with an example, but generic points is something I will just break down the question and write generic points. There was a question last year about the difference between onshore and offshore oil reserves in GS1. So I don't know what is the difference between onshore and offshore oil reserves. So I just simply wrote offshore oil reserves are more harder to get. Onshore is very easy. Offshore has high octane value. Onshore low octane value. I don't know what I don't know the correlation if the onshore has high octane value. I just simply wrote by drawing a table the difference between them. Then I draw a map. Like maps are actually quite fillers. I'll just represent those places, onshore places and offshore places on a map. Then I'll just simply fill the spaces and I'll complete that question. I will just make sure that I attend the demand of the question and break it down in proper structure. So if I don't know something about something mains question, I will write like that. And interview, about interview, if you don't know something, just say I don't know. That's it, simple. I don't know, sir, is what I used to reply. uh, and mostly for me in my interview, uh, such questions were not there. Like mostly it was opinion based questions, and for opinion based questions you should tell some kind of answer. You should take a stance. That's my opinion, personal opinion. Take a stance and tell your personal opinion. So then the common question for aspirants is that will you I have a request. Those who are coming to my comment box, please, after I will give you time to ask questions, then you can ask. So right now I'm just answering some questions that were sent to me. So thank you for your cooperation. So about there is one question that prelims और mains की तैयारी साथ में करने चाहिए और अलग अलग. So actually, my personal opinion is you should prepare mostly for mains, and at the time of prelims you should completely switch to prelims. So uh, my personal opinion is the strategy for prelims and mains is both different. Prelims and mains are both different games. Like the way you should prepare and the way you should bring that to answer is quite different. Prelims may you have the answer in front of you. You need to just choose the correct option. Like in mains may you need to recall. You need to just have you need to have an idea what the actual thing is. So that's how you bring into the answer. For example, you need to know from which year Ashoka ruled to bring into your answer. You can't just take a guess and tell. So that's the essential difference between mains and prelims. Prelims may you have answer in front of us. You need to have an approximate idea. That's how you bring to answer. Sorry. So the next question is general question is PYQ ka importance. I told you about PYQ's importance in prelims. Mostly questions are asked from PYQs. In mains, PYQs, like you can refer PYQs, and what I used to do is I refer to PYQs. I take out questions and I take out important topics asked, repeated topics, and I used to make notes about that repeated topics. So that's how I used to refer to PYQs. And something I used to do is to brainstorm PYQ questions. I take out a PYQ question and I brainstorm it. Like I try to recollect points and I try to bring it. I will break down the question. I will recollect points and I will try to bring it in the answer. And I will refer to that question. So that's how I use PYQs for mains. And interview, also interview, there is transcript. That is essentially PYQ questions asked. Say for example, I am from electrical engineering background. What I used to do is I will just there is this transcript PDF available online. I will just search electrical engineering and I will refer to the questions asked to electrical engineers. So that's how I used to work on PYQs in interview. Uh, Okay, so there is something curious about interview board or interview panel. My interview was something different, unique interview. My board was Sanjay Verma sir, or my first preference was IPS. So he was curious about my IPS preference and asked a lot of questions about IPS. So first of all, he asked me, like there is this, you might have seen 12th fail और उसमें you know the room, that's how the room is built. The panel will sit very close to us, and mine was Sanjay Verma sir's board, and afternoon session as well. So I went and sat in front of him. He asked me, "Have we met before?" And he asked me like few questions like, "Do you think Amir Khan is a role model? Have you watched Sarfarosh?" So since my first preference is IPS, he thought I watched Sarfarosh and came there. Then he asked me about why I need to go to IPS. He also asked me, "Have you bullied someone?" So I said, "Yes, sir, I bullied," and I said sorry. I said that about those stories. And last May, after five members asked me questions, I made a mistake in my interview. I stood up and walked off. I went to, I went out mistakenly. So he called me back and made me sit and asked a few questions as well. So that's how, in general, my interview went. And eventually, I scored 190 marks. So again, this is a personality test. One thing that is a key takeaway for me is that they check our personality, not our knowledge. So he asked me personal questions like, "Have you bullied someone?" So I was being honest, I was being genuine, and I answered always. If I even if I don't know, I asked. I said, "No, don't know, sir. Maybe I will take a try. I will make an attempt." So all my questions were about my personality. So that's how my interview went. It was more like a fun interview. They were all laughing to my jokes, and I scored a good marks. 190 is good marks, not very bad score. One person is repeatedly asking about answer writing in current affairs, connect nerve. I will come to that. So, and now next common question is syllabus. So prelims may syllabus is very vague. Just they wrote five lines. So I what I used to do is, like I said before, I completed a book. Even if it is a small book, I completely revised that book. For example, पॉलिटी के लिए लक्ष्मीकांत, स्पेक्ट्रम हिस्ट्री मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री के लिए स्पेक्ट्रम मैंने book complete किया, like thoroughly I revised. So that's how I went through my like prelims preparation, prelims syllabus. Mains, there are a lot of subjects in mains. Like for example, in GS1, there is society, geography, uh, history, world history, all that. And then I broke down the subjects and I referred to the topics. And from those topics, I correlated to PYQs. And with that, I studied, I made notes and I studied. For example, uh, there is this art and culture topic in GS1. So I went to PYQs. Then in PYQs, the questions were about mostly related to either about a contribution of a dynasty or a contribution of a particular person. He may be a king or a bhakti saint, any of them. So uh, what I do is I correlated both PYQs and syllabus, and I made notes from any kind of sources, both Google, RS Sharma. I collected or compiled those sources and made it into notes, small pointer notes. And this was during my prelims preparation. And when I went to mains, I revised these notes, the notes that I made myself, by looking at PYQs and syllabus. Sorry. So that's how I used to like analyze syllabus. Mostly syllabus should be looked from the point of view of PYQ. That is why PYQ is more important. And about how to complete the syllabus, we cannot complete the syllabus. That's a very simple thing. We can't, fully complete everything and go to exam. So what we do is we just, complete our maximum, do our best. That's what we can do in the exam like this. So again, how to cover it? It is using our notes itself, nothing else. Then there is this importance of NCRT. So about NCRT, NCRT is quite a base for those who are from different background. Plus one, plus two, I was from science background. I did my engineering. Then I had a lack of base. So what I used to do is NCRT. I referred to class 6 to 12 NCRTs, and that's how I actually laid the foundation of my humanities background or humanities knowledge, especially polity, geography, economy. All these are like NCRTs are the important source. And one thing in geography, NCRT class 11, 12 is from where UPSC ask the questions. The statements that they frame are directly from NCRTs. So that's how, like for geography, for prelims, I completely relied on NCRT. And about new or old, for history, I referred the old NCRT, R. Sharma wala or Satish Chandra wala. Then for the geography, other subjects, I referred to the new NCRTs. So यूपीएससी की तैयारी कब से स्टार्ट करनी चाहिए? So my personal opinion is not from school. You can start from final year of college if you have adequate time. Uh, for me, or you can even start from your college anytime. But for me, I couldn't actually balance my engineering with college or UPSC preparation. So I left my preparation in between and I focused fully on college. And I actually started my preparation in 2023. So you can start anytime, but not in school. That is my personal opinion. न्यूज़पेपर न्यूज़पेपर और न्यूज़पेपर के बारे में मैंने बोला. Newspaper is for prelims mostly I relied on. Mains too, you can refer to newspaper for mains, but mostly in my case I relied on the for the prelims, that is Hindu newspaper. Okay. Next question is यूपीएससी में कोचिंग कितनी इम्पोर्टेंट है? So coaching is not so important. You can do it self-study. I have a lot of friends who cleared it by self-study. So coaching is not a necessary aspect in our preparation. You can do self study. All you need is right kind of strategy. You need to refer to a lot of places before starting preparation. And uh, something that is important is test series. You need to write a lot of tests for going to before going to the actual exam. So find, say for example, you have like GS, you have optional. Find the better place for test series and join a test series and write it with full dedication. That's how you need to like handle your preparation. You need not take dedicated foundation classes. You can do it by self study. My daily schedule, like nearing to the exam, like for before prelims and before mains, I used to study at least 12 to 13 hours a day. Like I used to study in 2 hour slot. I will start from morning around 8, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Like that, I will study 6 to 7 slots. That's how I did my daily preparation. Um, then क्वेश्चंस की डिमांड क्या है, ये किसे पता करें, कैसे पता करें. So in general, UPSC wants a generalist, and you need to answer include your answer generally. So that's how you bring, like you need to think from the perspective of an officer. That's how you write questions, you attempt answers to questions. And how to maintain consistency. So like you all might have different reasons for joining or starting UPSC preparation. So you need to cultivate that kind of obsession like towards UPSC, so that you have the fire to prepare. I had a particular reason, and I cultivated that reason. I fueled that reason, and I made sure that I like sit like for 12 to 13 hours a day. So I had this obsession towards UPSC. That's how I started sitting for a long time. Then, so about the timetable as well. Like I didn't have a particular timetable. What I used to do is I referred to the test series timetable. Like before prelims, I took PTS and I relied on PTS schedule for one subject a week. That is how I went. MTS too, I studied. I followed the mains test series schedule, and I studied subjects according to the mains test series. And I did not have a particular timetable on what to study every week. Or that was mostly related to the PTS. And for every day, I had this 2 hour slot for 12 hours, 12 to 13 hours. That's how I divided my subjects. I planned at the beginning of the day and not like any day before. So there are a lot of people who make timetables for like a long time, but I am damn sure I cannot stick on to a particular timetable for long. So I used to plan it at the start of the day. So about social media use, should we use social media during UPSC preparation? So social media, I used to have social media. I had an active Instagram account, and I was active on that as well in 2025. So what I used to do is I prioritize. I will look at social media only during my break. So that's how I managed my preparation and social media. So there is this question about Plan B. Should we have a Plan B? Looking at the new trend of UPSC, UPSC is becoming more and more uncertain. So I think Plan B is something that can help, you know, gain confidence. For me, I cleared UPSC Kasi APF exam in 2024. So that helped me gain the confidence to attend 2025 paper and eventually clear the exam. So Plan B is very much important because you can't waste a lot of years here. So that's how like you can have a backup for, and you can improve your confidence if you have Plan B. So about distraction, how to prevent distraction. uh, so distraction, yes, it is bound to happen. So what I used to do is I used to listen to music while studying, low sound music, so that I won't I will fully immerse in the book itself. I didn't like uh, I didn't get used to distracted. I studied with full obsession. I studied with a lot of interest. That is how I could prevent distraction. I used to listen to music. That is one important aspect. Music can be distraction for some people, but for me, I could study with listening to music. Um, that's how now I will like answer from your questions. So there is one question: prelims preparation needs separate attention, or we need to integrate mains and pre. So my personal humble opinion is you cannot, both are different games. Both prelims and mains are actually different, and uh, like again we need to give priority to mains, but then when it's time to switch to prelims, you need to switch to prelims. Like you need to refer main syllabus, you need to get have a thorough understanding of the topics, and you need to write answers for mains. And for prelims, you need to refer to standard books, and you need to do a lot of questions. For both, you need to do a lot of questions. You need to do a lot of write a lot of answers. And my personal opinion is do it separately. Like we can't do it together. That is my personal opinion. So doing PhD from IIT, it's really difficult for me to prepare along with PhD. Can you please help general candidate age 20 years, 27 years? Uh, so okay. So about you, like what you need to do is you need to prioritize. There are a lot of people who work and prepare. So my personal opinion is you need to consult someone who has cleared with their work. And also, like again, it is anything. I honestly believe that everything is possible if you have the willpower. So you need to create a proper plan and timetable so that you say, for example, you are going to attend 2027 exam or 2028 exam. You need to properly plan your time so that you attend it like with full confidence. So that's how you like properly plan and execute the solution. So how you remember everything for 1 year and your revision strategy? Okay. So actually, we can't remember everything for 1 year, especially like for an exam like UPSC. So what you need to do is you need to have repeated revisions, spaced revisions to remember or recollect everything. So in my case, what I used to do is I used to like have 2 weeks or 4 weeks after I used to revise everything that I studied. Especially if, for example, if I look at Lakshmikant polity. So after 2 weeks, I will come back to Lakshmikant and revise what I've read the 2 weeks before. Then again, after like 2 weeks or 4 weeks, I would again come back to that and revise the same topics. So, and again, one thing that I used to do is at the point itself, like I used to make a lot of questions while studying a particular topic. Then from those questions, I used to revise, I used to revise those questions as well. I used to solve those questions so that I can remember and recollect those topics. So over a period of time, by solving a lot of questions from a different topic and revising it again and again, that's how you recollect different points. So from where can we get mains practice question for daily answer writing for all GS subjects? Uh, I used to refer to topper copies to write answers. What I used to do is I go to different site. For example, Vision site is there. In Vision site, you can get a lot of toppers copy. And what I will take that topper copy and I will see the question and I will write the answer. Then I will compare it with the topper's answer. So you can get daily practice questions from toppers copies, and you can compare it with the toppers answer. You can get in Vision side, Lookman side. Uh, there are different sites for that. You can just search in Google. In answer writing, how to connect current affairs. Okay. So in answer writing, uh, current affairs mostly comes in the form of examples. So in current affairs, when you read current affairs, save them in your digital notes or your notes, written notes as examples, and you need to revise them repeatedly so that you bring them into answers. Say, for example, if you are studying about Indian society, like say, for example, you read an example, you read something in current affairs, you write that as an example in your note, you revise that note repeatedly. When you are writing an answer on that particular topic, try to bring that example into your answer. Say, like, write as a point or an example. So even if you forget, when you value it yourself, write that point on the side of the answer. And next time when you write the same topic, bring that answer, try to bring that example again. And do this process repeated times. And when you see a topic, you straight away connect it to a particular example. So that's how you can connect it to current affairs, like mostly through examples. So question is, can I clear even if I don't have a fancy background? I don't belong to a famous college or have any association with famous institutions. Local school college, local college can still clear. Yes, indeed. I did not study in a fancy background. I did not study in a fancy college. I did not study in a fancy school. I studied in my locality. I studied in my place. I studied in a normal college in Kerala. So that's how uh, I cleared. So anyone can clear if I can clear. So what things you extracted from there, how you use toppers copies, please tell in detail. So I went to the YouTube, I sorry, in Google. So I selected a particular topper copy, and in that topper copy I will select a question. Say for example, if I want to write GS1 today, I want to write art and culture today. So I went to a topper copy, like for example Aditya Srivastava sir, his copy. I will select the question, I will note down the question, and I will write answer for myself. And after I write myself, I will refer to his answers, and I will check what all is different from my answer and his answer. And if there is something unique point, unique example, unique keyword, I will bring that keywords into my notes. I will first write it in my answer, in the side of answer with reading, and I will bring it into my notes. I will, after that I will repeatedly revise those, uh, and then I will try to bring it in my answers of the same topic. So that's how I use toppers copies. So I am from Government Engineering College, Thrissur. Can you clear this fact that all NCRTs are important or only a few? If only few are important, can you tell me? Okay, only few NCRTs are important. Uh, Mostly for history, I used to read 6 to 12 NCRT so that I get a base. Economy, I did not refer to economy NCRTs much, but I just read through it. I felt that it was not much important. Polity, there is this class 11 and class 11 book which is very important, and class 12 book also very important. Other books are not much important. 6 to 10 books are not important for polity. Geography exam के लिए very important. Prelims questions are asked directly from polity and geography and CRTs, especially class 11 and 12. So you need to refer that. That is very important. Did you see this year's prelims paper? How was it for you? I saw the paper. I did not write the exam. I don't want to attempt again. So this year's prelims paper, I felt it was very tough. A very different kind of paper. A deviation from the PYQs. So how did you stay consistent on days when you didn't feel motivated? So there are some days that I feel very much motivated. There are some days I feel not much confident. So like not much, I'm not able to study much. So the productive days I used to make use of it maximum. The unproductive days I used to just chill. Like sometimes I will watch a movie, or I will go out with my friends, have some good food. So that's how I used to handle unproductive days. But I had a target for every week, like at least 70 hours a week. This was my target. So I used to mostly complete that. So that's how I became satisfied with every week. If a particular day is bad, it is bad. Chodo, let's look at the next day and study the next day. That's how my thought process was. Can I prepare for UPSC from class 12? No, please don't prepare from class 12. Just enjoy your school life. Uh, that's it. You can start from college. That's also fine, but don't from class 12. UPSC is going to change the pattern. We don't know. So, no use in starting from class 12. That is my humble personal opinion. So, okay. Specifically, what changes did you make in answer structure and content that helped you improve marks? Any two, three key shifts you made would be really helpful to understand. So yes, that's a good question. Uh, so in my answer writing, uh, in GS, my answer structure was actually fine, and the was a bit lacking. That's because in my I said that I only referred it to around 10 to 20% of time. So GS, I made sure that I dedicated more time for GS to improve my content. In my first attempt, I had 400 plus marks in first mains. I had 400 plus marks in GS. So my structure was more or less like very good or good, but my content was a bit lacking. So I worked in GS more on content. So I referred to notes. I referred to my notes. I referred to Shunya notes. I referred to the Shivin sir's notes so that I improve my content and bring that content into my answer. Then I also wrote more points per page. That's how I improved my marks in GS. In the case of optional was like a bit problem for me. I did not usually properly address the demand of questions in most of cases. So in 2025, I started breaking down optional questions like GS. So my mentor used to tell, when in doubt, think like GS. So in optional, even if the question was complicated, I used to break it down simple terms like GS and then write the answer. Also, I started writing more answers in optional, like 5 to 6 answers per day. I will write it every day. So that's how I improved my marks. 60 marks I improved for my optional political science and international relations. How did you how you cleared science and tech basics? How did you make notes? So in the case of science and tech, I was from engineering background. I had interest in science in general. So it was a bit easy for me to tackle science and tech. In the case of notes, I referred to Shivin sir's notes. I had told before. Shivin sir's notes. I made notes from Shivin sir's notes, and I studied that for my exam. So about geography like for prelims, refer NCRTs. NCRTs is something that like UPSC asks directly questions directly from. So NCRT, like refer to NCRT thoroughly in case of geography for prelims. In the case of mains, uh, the random questions are there for geography. Like you used to get bouncer questions. So I referred to Shunya materials and I revised my current affairs notes that I prepared from Drishti. So that's how I went and wrote geography. Somebody wants to know my age. I'm 26. Uh, some person is asking what is philosophy optional like. I don't know about philosophy. My optional is political science and international relations. Is public administration good as an optional? Every optional is good if you study. So I don't know much in detail about public administration. I think it's a pretty like decent uh, optional. How to analyze from test? So in case of prelims, like I used to check how my answers went wrong, and for the questions that I used to guess, I used to check how my guess went right. So both side needs to be referred. How answers went wrong, how answers went right. After we check both sides, I used to refer key. and I will just revise the correct answers properly, both the logic and the content. So a mixture of what is right, what is wrong, checking what is right and what is wrong, then referring to the key is what helped me for prelims. In the mains, there is no such thing as wrong answer. Like answers can get bad sometimes. So what I used to do is I refer to key, I refer to topos copy, and used to bring keywords and examples, and I used to note down keywords and examples, and I sometimes I used to rewrite the question, or sometimes I used to bring the keywords and examples in the next topic or in the same topic that I write next time. How did you tackle relatives and people? Interesting question. So about relatives and people, uh, I never used to tell my like neighbors or relatives much about my preparation. For them, mostly I was working, still working in an MNC. I usually avoided them. So that's how I tackle them. Is it possible to clear CSC without any offline coaching? It is possible to clear without any offline coaching. Lot of people are doing that. Lot of people have cleared from that. So yes, you can. This this online time you have a lot of material. So it is actually quite easy. Like you can get access to a lot of materials and you can clear with proper strategy. I did my coaching in Trivandrum, Fortune Academy. Uh, for essay, I used to refer to there was test series. I used to attend test series, and I used to get materials from my coaching institute. Then also because the Elsers channel had like some material related to essay. I don't remember that. I used to refer that materials. There was good anecdotes that was being provided, so that is a source for preparation. Because the Elsers Telegram channel, there was something related to essay. For science and tech, is magazine enough, or should I read newspapers, long science page also? For me, newspapers, Hindu papers, long science page was quite boring, so I did not refer to that. I used to refer to two sources mainly. First, for prelims, for Drishti magazine's science and tech section. Then, for mains, Shivin sir's notes. So that was my like two-side preparation. I already have a science background, so I used to refer to these two materials for prelims, Drishti, for mains, Shivin sir's notes. My plan B was CAPF. I had cleared CAPF exam, so I was waiting for my appointment. So that was my plan B, not state PCS. I'll be going to Labasna in August. I'm very panicky. Time is passing and syllabus is not getting completed. How should I complete the syllabus? So, one advice from my side is you cannot complete syllabus. Syllabus is a lot. So, like, do your maximum, do your best. That's what I have to tell you. Like, don't be panicky. Like, you need confidence. Like, for exam, there is this mind over matter thing. You need to place your mind more over matter. Like, your confidence and your attitude is what help you clear the exam. So that's what is needed rather than being panicked. Like from the resources you have, from the constraints you have to complete your syllabus. Or you cannot complete your syllabus, you have to complete your maximum. So that's how you crack the exam, not by completing everything. You can't be a perfectionist for clearing UPSC. How to handle those questions in mains whose keyword meaning we don't know. Used to refer to Hindi if I don't know something. Mostly in Hindi translation, things were quite easy. So that's how I used to understand keywords. Even if I don't, if I even if I don't get it from Hindi, I would used to write generic points. But please don't worry, you won't get like such kind of difficult keywords. So no need to worry about that. I used to get such kind of keywords in my test series, but not in the actual mains. Actual mains UPSC use symbol language. So I hope we can wind up. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you all. Uh, so winding up. All the best for your exams. Do well, prepare well. One last minute advice, like only thing that helped me crack is discipline and consistency. So you need to have discipline and consistency to clear an exam, like UPSC. So be true to yourself and all the best for your exams. So thank you so much.